us.
I don't know this person. All right, we're going to do a show for you, and in order to do that, we need a suggestion of a location that can fit on the stage. No buses, no deserts, no bathrooms.
Let's say like a cool bathroom or desert or bus.
What do we got? What do you think can fit right here, huh?
Jail cell.
A jail cell.
The
Great.
principal's office.
The principal? Kind of like the same thing, really.
I'm hearing the school to prison pipeline.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Now, when the lights come up, we are going to give you art.
Okay, I like the fun up top, having some conversations with the audience, not as performers, but as actors. The audience is now laughing at people they know or have a better idea of knowing than just random strangers who start making things up, and enjoy the snot as well with bringing us art. I've had to go to the original YouTube feed with predictive subtitles here. Audio, a lot of these shows is spotty, so let's see if this keeps up with us. Let's see if this keeps up with us.
Why they send you down here?
Because I was being loud last night. I was practicing my songs. I'm like, I'm just used to practicing my songs tonight.
And that got you in trouble?
Yeah,
And they said you gotta go to the warden's office?
being too loud.
Huh. Huh.
It's like, I can't sing in tune if I sing quietly.
Yeah, that makes sense, man.
And it's like,
Can I just say something, Antonio?
yeah.
I believe that you have the voice of an angel. No, I really mean that. That is not me blowing smoke. I hear a lot of voices in this place. You know,
Yeah.
everyone's singing. Everyone thinks they can sing too.
Yeah, seriously.
But yeah, exactly.
This is very nice so far. As you can see, the closed caption, computer generated closed caption isn't quite matching up. I don't think he has the voice of an agent, but we'll do the best we can here. We've got just a pretty straightforward general agreement scene. Generally, these people agree as to what's going on. There's nothing broken or wrong about that, especially at the top of the show. If you're going for something longer, having a general agreement scene is fine. What is not in general agreement scenes is some kind of different feelings between the actors, which causes one performer to pull information out of the other. And without that pull of information, why do you want this? What's going on? Why stop doing that? Why are you doing that? Without that pull, the performers have to be giving unsolicited information, and that can be a trap for these general agreement scenes, so they end up just restating the same thing over and over and over again and having kind of rudderless emotions. So let's see if they can avoid that trap.
But what'd you do? I mean,
Did you get sent to the warden's office?
yeah, you Mr. I'm always cleaning up.
Yeah. I just like hanging outside his office.
It smells better.
Can I be honest with you? I'm the warden's son.
I don't think you should have told me that.
Why?
Because I got these loose lips.
You gonna sing my secret to everybody?
I mean, maybe when I'm singing, I don't have the words written down. I just kind of sing what comes out of my soul. And like, sometimes I sing for 12 hours a day, so I'm running out of things to sing about. And this is one of the things in my brain now. So odds are it's going to come out at some point. And if everyone knows you're the warden's son,
I don't get no special treatment or anything. In fact, I would say I get it harder than everybody else.
This is great so far. They're providing more information. This whole thing about the warden and singing. Again, no one's going to ask you these questions. You've just got forwarding information. Something we're on right now, which I'm curious about, is our performer in shorts. No dig. I just got to signify them. I'm familiar with a few of these performers, but I don't want to tip my hand too much here. They're all great people. In fact, I get it harder than other people. And again, there's something wrong about that. We might say it's kind of one of these, and again, they haven't had a chance to follow it up here, one of these, you're always this or I always that, and that's fine. But it is a door to explain why and how. The jury needs evidence. The jury needs evidence. You can't just say, well, I get harder than everyone else and leave it. So fingers crossed we start getting some reasons here. But that was a door is opened. We can look in. It appears that one actor gets it harder in jail, but until we get in there and look around, we're not going to know for sure. So let's see if we can figure out how and why.
Do you remember, like, back when we were in school?
Yeah.
It was like the teacher's kid?
Yeah.
Right, the teacher's kid always had it the worst.
Yeah, because the teacher was trying to like overcompensate.
Sorry, your dad's gonna be ready soon, but he wanted me to bring you this snack.
Thank you, Miss Claudia.
Okay.
Love you, Miss Claudia.
Yeah, so his dad's the warden. That's fun, and that was a good assist by the partner there who saw that coming and filled in those blanks. I'm sure that may have been whatever I was thinking before that happens. Now, this is going to be begging for a nice reaction here from our other performer.
You.
Family friend for ages.
Cucumber sandwiches?
Extra mayo.
Would have liked a bigger reaction to your dad's the warden, but that was a door that was open, but not stepped through. It would have been nice to have stepped through that.
Give me one. Give me one.
You want to have this?
Yeah.
You gonna sing my secret?
Maybe.
Well, then maybe you can't have this sandwich.
You want me to? If I have to filter what I'm singing when I'm singing my song, it's gonna tamp the art down.
Right, no, that would be stifling your art. I get it. That makes sense.
It's like when you put a bushel under or a flame under a bushel.
I don't understand that metaphor.
What's on the docket for today?
I forgot a docket.
Come on.
I'm sorry, my head is elsewhere, sir.
I feel like you want me to ask where's your head at? Where's your head
Well,
at?
it doesn't. You don't seem interested.
I'm deeply invested into your life.
Sir, I found an engagement ring in Calvin's underwear drawer. What do you think it means?
I don't want to spoil the surprise. I think he wants to marry you.
Okay, I'll be honest. I put the engagement ring in his underwear.
We got a lot of good information here. This is all very, very nice. But information is only as important as our reactions to it, and that's how we tell if something's important or not. I could maybe use a little bit more. I think there also might be some confusion as to what's going on. I think the woman here was implying that maybe her husband was unfaithful, and our other performer isn't quite grasping that. That's fine. And in fact, they've done a fine job of ironing out that wrinkle. Welcome to improv. There's going to be moments where someone thinks A and someone else thinks B. You're not going to stop those from happening, but how you deal with them when they come up is the mark of sharp play, and I think they're doing a fine job. Trust me, the 20 seconds we've lost so far is nothing. If we end up getting a great scene, the audience won't even remember the first 20 seconds. I mean, I have actually quizzed audiences. They will not remember the first 20 seconds if you hit a home run for the rest of the scene.
Over a month ago, and nothing has happened.
I would think that means he doesn't want to marry you. Okay. No.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to be professional. We're fine. Let's go over the docket.
It's okay.
I forgot to do the docket.
I know.
I can just go. We'll just spitball it.
Chelsea, listen. You have been assigned to me as my administrative director.
Okay.
Right?
So when you say you've been assigned to me,
I didn't choose you. The state makes these assignations. I'm so thankful. I'm so grateful to have you in the office. You really bring,
You would have chosen me.
you know, we've never had a process. You know, there's things that I look for, qualities that I would look for in somebody who's
There's a fun theme going on of this poor woman not being chosen despite really, really wanting to be chosen, and hopefully we can keep that moving along here. Let's see what we can do. And again, if we're going to have now this is not a general agreement scene. We've got two people who feel differently, and one person who's clearly trying to politely deliver bad information. What I'm going to be looking for here is, will the emotional intensity slowly rise as this goes along? As each player does not receive satisfaction, will the emotional intensity slowly rise?
going to organize my life to make it easier to run one of the largest penitentiaries in the state. That's fine. I can do it with your skills, and honestly, you're just a light in this place of darkness.
I'm a light.
You are a light.
Oh, I needed to hear that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I know. Okay.
Is my son out there?
I think he's making a friend.
Damn it. Okay.
We gotta leave him out there for at least 15 minutes. I under his snack, I gave him that, you know, that article that came out like 7 years ago, like, ask these questions and you'll fall in love.
We've got, we're following plot, which is nothing incorrect with that, following a story. This is the father who is the warden, and his son is outside. Nothing incorrect or broken about that at all. A fair amount of time has gone by in the scene so far, and it wasn't clear to me up until now. I'm not saying that's a problem, but if you want to do that, we got to make sure it lands and make sure it sticks, and make sure the audience grasps it. Either say it bluntly and clearly right up top, how you link to the prior scene, or if you're going to do it later, we might need to be double clear. Again, we have no sets, no props, no costumes. We don't, you know, if this was a movie, we would have had, it would have been clear, been totally obvious. There would have been that this is a continuation. So minus those things, we either need to link it in aggressively up top, or as the scene goes along, if we're going to do it later, really make sure it lands. But I think we're fine. I think everyone's grasping it. I just don't want the audience having to think about, like, this is the warden, right? Okay, that's what. Okay, I would rather them be enjoying themselves rather than decoding. But this is fine so far, and it appears our lady character is going back to being alone, which is fun.
I left him that article, New York Times.
Sure, there's 20 questions to show if you're in love with someone.
Yeah.
We all know.
Anyway, I left that under his cucumber sandwiches to kind of help him make friends.
Okay. I appreciate you working, because
He's bad at making friends.
I know.
And I'm bad at making friends. I know.
No, stop it. Get out of here.
You're not a good actor, sir.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, that was very nice. It was talking about the son and not her beau who refuses to propose, but instead talking about the son, which is fine as well. As these go along, the emotional level has been about 4 consistently. There were a few ticks in this last one that went up a little bit, and the stage picture has been about the same the entire time. Being on film totally accentuates those two things. Live in an audience, there might be some more micro things there, but as this goes along, you might, in the back of your mind, say to yourself, I'm going to add emotion to this next scene. I don't know why, but I'm going to start it with something, a different look, a different feel, just to make sure we have some difference in there. Let's see what we get here.
I got cheap, man.
Good.
I know, I got really good reflexes. Okay, you're up. So, if you were stranded on a desert and you could only take 3 books, I'm not going to fall for it. What 3 books would you take?
The Iliad. Canterbury Tales. I can't think of a third one though.
Those are 2 good choices.
I guess the Old Testament.
Why not just the whole Bible at that point?
Fuck that new part. Bullshit.
Wait, are you? You just don't like the New Testament.
No, you ever read it?
I mean, probably.
Can we
Sunday
touch
school.
hands again? I haven't touched another human in a while.
Yeah, I'm presuming these are the prisoners still waiting outside, which is totally fine. Again, maybe I'm too anal about this, but any little nod or a wink or a thing to let everyone know that they're seeing. Again, we have no sets, no props, no costumes. The audience is probably assuming it to be true, but again, I want to take any confusion out of their minds. Names. This is not. I'm not a name fascist, but this would be the kind of thing where names would go. Oh, especially remarkable names. You're in prison, so T-Bones and Slasher. Those, that's gonna pay huge dividends, giving people nicknames or titles. Warden, sheriff, mayor. Those things just go far further than Carol or Dan. Those things that get misremembered as the show goes along. So giving people titles is maybe even more powerful than names in a regard.
This is crazy and kind of presumptuous, but like, do you want to be my cellmate?
Can we? Wait, was that a real question, or were you just trying to ruse me?
No, it's a real question. We could play this like all the time.
I mean, can you have an in? You said you get special treatment.
Well, most of the time.
Well, I mean, my current cellmate.
Now that we've seen 3 scenes based in the same world, my presumption and the audience presumptions will be everything we're going to see is in the same world. Not that it needs to be, but if it's suddenly going to not be, we need to make sure we give a clean break to that, because that's what the assumption is going to be. They're doing a great job at just talking, adding in from unsolicited information, which is what you need to do in these scenes where you don't have a disagreement.
Is horrible. He hates my singing. He loves the New Testament. I mean, yeah. I've been carving a Settlers of Catan board out of my shoes.
Okay. Holy shit, this is so cool. My dad is not gonna believe this. I'm so bad at making friends, but this felt so organic.
It really feels like I can just say whatever.
Whatever.
Yeah. It's almost like we finish each other's sandwiches.
Very fun, very fun. Again, this is how you need to play these journal agreement games. Great information, specifics. Why does that other roommate, why do you have the worst roommate? Hates my singing. He loves the New Testament. He disrespected my Settlers of Catan board. Again, 3 reasons are no better than any other 3 reasons. These 3 reasons happen to be taken from the text and themes of the show thus far, which is totally fine. But any 3 simple reasons will do. That's great.
That's too many intimate details. I don't need to know.
Okay, but let's just call him on speaker and you can hear his tone and.
I'm a ward. All right. I only know how to yell at these inmates. All right. I only know how to keep them in line. Not a counselor. I don't know how to fix your relationship.
But you're my only friend.
Oh, damn it! I really believe that now. It's fine. I don't even know what my day looks like. I don't know what's on the docket. So let's call Calvin.
Well, the upside is without a docket, you can't really. You've done all your work for the day.
Just while you're doing that, is there anybody else outside of my office, outside of my son?
And his new friend.
Okay.
As what I said earlier about changing the stage picture and changing the emotional level, this scene has done a fantastic job of. And again, it's not just stand somewhere different. That's it. You can still have the same conversation, sit different, stand different, just be somewhere different. Typically, I don't usually. Just we need something different for the audience to look at. That's it. It's going to go a zillion miles. The emotions are different as well, and as this world is getting fleshed out, the actors are having a much easier job living in the world because it's getting defined and fleshed out more.
Who is the friend? What cellmate is this?
The guy who sings a lot. 2729.
Chelsea, that is a murder. All right. I don't want that. All right, calm down, man. I'll deal with this after. It's
All
fine.
right. Oh, it's ringing.
Am I here? What am I? Or am I quiet?
You're, can you do my voice? No.
Hello?
Hey, babe.
Hey! What's up?
What's wrong?
Oh, no. I'm just sitting here painting.
Hey,
Yeah. Sunset.
that's hot.
Okay.
Well, I was just calling to check in, make sure you changed your underwear.
Oh, no. You're not coming home for a little while, so I don't really need to until then, right?
This is very fun and funny. She's having romance troubles with her man on the other end of the phone. And again, this is one of these moments where we can have emotion, we can have dynamic movement, we can have all these things that they want to be there quite naturally. So if we're looking for instances to add emotion, to add movement, it's like, well, just play the reality of this moment. Because it's very ridiculous. So have fun with it. I enjoyed when we learned the other guy was a murderer. And I don't want to murder, but again, those moments where, yeah, logically we don't want my son to be friend with a murderer, but we're actors on stage, and any excuse to show some emotion, that's definitely going to be one. Let's keep this going with this phone call.
That's really sweet that you changed your underwear for me.
Yeah. That's what my docket says, change underwear as soon as before it goes home.
But no, you should change it for your own hygienic reasons too.
I don't know how to take care of myself. I can only take care of myself in the context of another person.
I'm the same way. I don't know if you've noticed that.
So when do you change your underwear? I thought I heard a whisper.
Missing some things at the end there. Again, it's not the greatest audio in the world and or resolution. But we're probably getting some really good micro expressions from those actors that we can take in lieu of some of my notes here. Clearly, the audience is enjoying themselves, and the other actors are rushing on to do something. I'm very curious to see what they're going to do. But this is quite fun thus far.
Your dad just sent me out to check on you.
We're having a good time.
We're having a pickle fight.
Okay. But nobody has any urges to like hurt anyone or...
Oh, maybe some pinches.
Come on.
Okay. I think it's fine.
Can we just hang out for like a little bit longer? We're having a lot of fun right now.
I think it's fine. And I know we trust you without a guard. I didn't really think of that earlier.
Antonio's really good. He doesn't need a guard.
I could have killed him a bunch of times.
They have found, especially with that tickle fight, this childish energy, which is fun, which they're really leaning into, and I definitely appreciate that. It's so silly and ridiculous. Of course, we have not the mother, but the assistant of the warden, the Ursat's mother here, who's making sure everybody's safe, and everything we can do to is she getting the answers she wants? Is she satisfied that everybody's okay? We have kind of a mapping scene of a parent, coming down to the basement to check on the kids. And if you're not getting satisfaction, then you need to increase your intensity. So let's see how this plays out.
That's a really good point.
Do you want to make up a handshake?
Yeah.
We should make up a handshake. Okay. First off,
Like fingertips,
okay.
and then our foreheads touch.
Right.
Right.
Okay, I just came
I just came into this town. I haven't seen you in a while.
Well, how's the yard?
Oh, this yard sucks. It's hot.
Yeah,
Good to see you, though.
A lot.
That was a very fun little replay there. I think the audience really appreciated. There's still some laughter carrying over here. That was very fun and very nice. And thank you for, hey, let's pretend. It's like, yeah, let's not just sit down and do it. Let's stand up and come up with a fake situation. It was very, very nice. I enjoyed it. Is everything okay in here? That was great. Again, maybe a little more energy here. Maybe if we can hit this a few times, we'll see if the energy increases. But in any dumb excuse, we've got a very funny, is someone about to be murdered situation here, and it is as intense as everyone around it feels the intensity. So let's keep this going. This is quite nice.
Is riding on this friendship for me. Your dad's not gonna trust me if something happens.
Nothing's gonna happen. I'm not gonna lose this friend. I promise.
Promise. That's what I thought. I get it now.
I see why you think that. No.
Yeah.
No.
You guys have fun. Be safe. No
Can we get some juice?
You aren't allowed that much sugar.
Keeping the parent-child mapping thing going, very, very nice, very, very fun by all parties.
What do you mean you pinky swore? What did you do out there?
Sometimes I think this justice system is broken. I am giving these boys faith in them. I made the promise, pinky promise, with a kiss, that they would not hurt each other.
Did you kiss a murderer's pinky finger?
I kissed my thumb attached to his pinky finger.
Okay, all right.
Different.
That's fine. That's fine. Okay.
Boss, why am I going out and babysitting your son instead of you connecting with him?
I don't know. I didn't ask you to babysit. I keep asking you to bring him into my office. Away from a serial killer.
I didn't know serial killer. I just thought murderer.
Do you guys still need me, or can I hang up, or?
I love you.
Oh, me too.
Me too isn't clear enough.
That's not clear at all. You gotta say the words.
Okay.
That was me too. That was my voice.
Okay. Okay. Well, yeah, sure.
Come back to bed.
What was that? What was that? What was that? No, I know what that was. That was a person saying, "Baby, come back to bed."
No, I'm watching sex.
You're watching sex without me.
Yeah, it was on.
Well, if you get ahead.
Slight ding here on the eye lines here. The lady, rather than looking at the speakerphone, is looking at the right here. It's fun. It's fun. Audience doesn't seem to mind, but we've got a fun twist here. And again, she heard something. This other voice is as important as her reaction, and her reaction says it's important. There's no. We can easily explain it away. Well, the husband is trying to. Well, pardon me. Not the long-term lazy boyfriend is trying to explain it away unsuccessfully.
If you get ahead, I'm going to want to catch up and you'll have already watched it, and then...
I won't tell you what happens.
Okay. Okay, thank you. I love you. Bye. We watch sex.
Chelsea, I care about you as...
You do?
Yeah, we'll go with yeah. I think it's you.
Whispering it doesn't make it real.
I know. I'm not used to having these kinds of conversations with staff, so I'm uncomfortable and I whispered.
Okay, well here's the thing. I choose to believe that he was watching sex.
Okay.
So we're all set.
Great. I think I'm gonna go get
Yeah, clearly she's in denial. Hats off to the warden for going through that. That'd be an example of a door that got left open. Oh no, I'm just watching sex. Okay, honey. Well, don't get too far ahead. I don't want you too far ahead. And the warden not letting that slide, and instead, I think actually something's going on here. And again, this is not that every door must be walked through. Be able to walk through them, but as an example earlier to an unwalked through door, this would definitely be a door that got walked through, and it was nice to see.
Okay, it was a trust fund. You have to trust
Man,
me.
just scary as
Don't
all.
turn around. All right, you ready?
Yeah, again, we now have a situation where the context in all these scenes is crystal clear. The view of what's going on in our 4 players and everyone in the audience is the same. We know who all these 4 people are. We know why they're. We know a lot. If I send everyone home to, write a 3-paragraph summary of what they've seen, everyone is going to have the same story, which is fantastic. Good, clear improv. No one's confused by it. Now, let me just say this. The advantage here is that if everyone has a deep understanding of what's going on, we can start being a little dangerous. We can start being bold. And in fact, the rate of dialogue is increased. The intensity of dialogue is increased. That all says to me that the player's confidence is high. They understand what's going on too. And they're having fun. And they're going to make some good, big, dumb choices because we've got a really solid context that everyone sees the same way. So let's hats off to that. Let's see if they can leverage that.
Does that feel cool?
Yeah, I feel cool.
Okay, my turn.
Okay. I'm ready.
I've never trusted anybody in my life, but I know I can trust you, man.
Hey!
Son, a word?
No, I have to. I just had a really good moment with my new friend.
No, that's great.
Serotonin, I haven't felt it in so long.
I gotta talk to my dad.
Yeah. I'll be with you in a second. You enjoy all the serotonin while you're sitting there. And Jessica, can we get a guard?
Oh, come on.
There's-
I need a guard.
Doesn't need a guard.
Years old.
I'll guard him that they're on strike.
Okay, all right.
There are no guards in the whole prison.
You've been good.
You've been great. I'm not worried at all. If you were dating me,
Yeah, very fun. We've swapped partners here. Not sure if that's something they attempt to do every show. If this is part of their form, if they always plan on staying on one world. But this is fun, and I like our poor woman here trying to figure out her broken love life. It's very very fun. That was very fun.
Hey, son. Listen, I have to say I'm a little concerned. I'm so excited that you've made friends.
They're leaning into this ramping or really leaning into this childification of the relationship between between everybody, between the friends and who are criminals, and the warden here, which is a fun game to play. It's quite nice. Let's see how this scene plays out.
He's not just a friend, he's my best friend, Dad. We have so much in common, and I want him to be my cellmate. Can you please pull some strings? Please!
Son, do you even know why he's here? Do you know why he's in prison?
What no? I don't want to know. Because it's not about that. It's about now. Not about the past. And now, Antonio is a good man.
Son, I'm gonna tell you what he did. Have you ever heard of Tony the East Side Strangler?
Oh my god!
That's Antonio.
He's
He is Tony. Tony is short for Antonio.
I'm friends with a famous person.
This was very, very nice. And in an earlier video, I mentioned, and in this one as well, looking for reasons to move, and generally reactions and emotions can pull that out of us. This is a great example of the warden. You know, no. That you're seeing this through the long lens. Very, very funny. The audience, I'm sure, when we come back, they'll still be clapping and laughing when we let this roll again.
That's why no one messes with him.
He murdered 7 elderly people, strangled them, put his hands around their neck, and choked the life out of them. I don't want you to be best friends with him.
That was really clear, and something I want to feather in the cap of our warden here is that often we think you can't be friends with them because they're a murderer. And that's fine, but like I've said earlier, let's give the jury some evidence. It's going to, and all those details are fantastic. Of course, the warden knows them, probably intimately, and can say them. And now we've got all these interesting little data points: 7 people, elderly, strangle. All those things are all details and data points that both make this moment more real and more resonant, but can be used later on. Specifically. Now we can see Tony not just attempting to murder, but attempting to strangle. And that's going to give, as an actor, narrowing down your choices will give you the opportunity to make some strong, specific choices.
Boomers have done a lot of fucked up shit.
I'm young, so I'm not worried about being around you.
You don't need to. I'm not. It's been a while since I felt the,
Can I be real with you?
Yeah, I'm always real all the time.
Who hasn't felt that before? Like, it's just something.
It's human.
Yeah.
That's what I kept telling the judge. I was like, it's normal. And it's, the system we have set up is against our nature.
Exactly. I mean, I would never do it, but I felt like it before.
Yeah, same, except for I did it.
I can't say I'd never do it. The situation's right.
Yeah, like sometimes you're just sitting there at the bridge game and you don't get the cards.
Bridge?
Yeah, because a lot of old people.
Again, he's not saying sitting there at the bridge game unless we know he kills elderly people. So again, this is this thing where details beget details. We wouldn't have gotten from our secretary or assistant to the warden that she feels safe if she didn't know this guy only kills elderly people. So again, details are beget more details and are being leveraged. Yeah, that may not seem like a big deal, but the alternative is people not being sure and not making choices from a place of certainty, and that can be non-committal and a little wishy-washy. Now, since we know specifically this guy's MO, the characters know this is dangerous, this is not dangerous, and they can have fun being in or out of those pools.
And you're just sitting there and you're just like, I wanted a king or whatever, and I got the other cards, and then you're like, hey.
A worse card, I bet.
Yeah, well, I don't know how the rules.
Yeah.
I always lose. It's not about that for me. It's about the strength. But like, yeah, so that rage I feel, and sometimes I don't really feel it naturally. Sometimes I sort of just, I'm like, time for it. I just sort of.
You kind of, well, have you ever read The War of Art?
No. Should I?
Yeah. You can't just wait for inspiration to strike. I make watercolors.
Yeah, I sing.
So I can't wait to be inspired to make my art. I have to just do it every day.
12 hours a day.
Exactly, and probably it's the same for, I mean, I'm not saying you should kill more people,
No.
but I'm just saying I get that feeling, like sometimes I don't feel like painting and I still do it
Yeah.
because I'm dedicated.
You want to get better at strangling people. Yes.
Painting.
Chelsea, can I have a word with Antonio here?
Are you gonna be nice to him?
Yes, I'll be nice to him.
He's a nice guy.
Okay, all right. I will be nice. I'll be nice.
Okay. Have fun.
Well, we've got a very fun show so far, and I see by the time counter we're nearing the end. So how do we end this? How do, and I don't, this is not a ding on anybody, but this is probably going to be weighing on the players, start to weigh on the players. It is certainly something that has weighed on me. Here's what we need to be careful. There's only really one enemy, and that enemy is not allowing a natural end to occur. And you end up with false endings. And these false endings are generally one or more players, either they're having too much fun and play past the end, or they don't think the end was endy enough or good enough. So they end up just kind of, but then, you know, and they don't say but then, but their performance says but then. They'll, you know, so we're moving towards a wedding, and the minister, and I now pronounce you, sweep at it. No. Allow the wedding to be the end. We don't need when I've been in these shows, in these situations, my mind isn't thinking what would be a great end. My mind is looking at the stage saying that would be a great end. What just occurred is a good end. If that distinction makes sense. The show will continue until everyone around the show says it's over. It's not like one person says, well, here's the end, and I'm now going to present the end. They may have an idea that could be the end, but the determination of what is and isn't the end is made by all the players together. And to get a really, really crisp ending, a moment will occur that everyone decides that was the end. And they will, hopefully in unison, bow. Now, this show might be a situation where they're looking for a light pole, in which case you have this kind of Deus Ex light booth to say that was the end. But it's the same thing. The light person, they have no control over, they can't insert an end. They can't presuppose an end. They're just watching and saying, nope, that was the end. And the performers can do the same, have the same attitude on stage. They're not sticking the end in per se. They're not coming up with an end off stage and putting it on stage per se. They may have ideas for future scenes, but it being the end is decided upon by all parties at the same time. Let's hope they can stick the landing in. They've got a real tight, fun show so far, and you can see as it's gone along, the energy has picked up. It's become easier to hear. The audio quality has picked up as well. A direct result, I believe, of the confidence of the players. I would be confident as well. I'm incredibly comfortable seeing everything, and if you stuck me, hey, go join him as a fifth actor, but totally, I can do that. I can find a home in here. That's not going to be a problem at all.
Antonio, Antonio,
Slowly out there. I'm just gonna stay.
Okay, all right. Listen, I don't support what's happening here, but
Again, the hand around the neck, that's a direct result. It's very, very funny, and it's a direct result of having that detail earlier introduced by somebody else. So again, we can say it's good listening, it is, but it's also good saying. There's nothing to listen to if no one's saying. So here's a great example of a specific detail, which again, I think our warden was just, well, it's got to be something. He's either stabbing or shooting or strangling. You know, there may not have been any grand design behind that, but it is being leveraged by all other players, and that's how you improvise. That's fantastic.
never seen you happier.
I know, right?
Yeah. So I just.
So you give me my soulmate?
Wait, did you say cell?
So-
It sounds like soulmate.
I mean, see? See?
Tony, I need you to come to me as the father and ask for.
God, this just be like, just look him directly in the eyes and like shake his hand strongly.
Okay, but not to make this about me, but I'm sorry. They've known each other for an hour, and Calvin has known me for 7 years.
And
That's a long time.
That is a long time. Yeah.
I'm just saying, what the fuck?
This is very, very fun. I wouldn't be surprised if their form, the decided upon structure that they may or may not have before the show, if we're going to do 2 and 2 and 2 and 2, and now we suddenly have 3 and 4, that should be a signal to not only it breaks a pattern. The audience is aware of that pattern being broken. They may not they may not be able to say what the pattern, but they will recognize that something is different. The actors recognize something is different. That is all wonderful indications that say perhaps this should be the end. And in fact, I would not be surprised if they're waiting for the end to happen so they can call it when it occurs. Let's see here. But this to me is like, let's get everybody on stage. Let's resolve an event. This all has the feelings of a candidate end. Let's see if they win the election.
Can I ask the pop the question?
No.
You need to move on, sister.
It's not really, there was someone else on the phone. I think Chelsea's being cheated on.
No, he was watching sex.
And the city? Or just the sex?
What we call porn.
I'm not allowed.
I just gotta go upstairs if I ever need some of that.
Alright,
Sorry, that was probably not a good way to start this.
this is fine. That's fine.
So, can I change cells? And I have good intentions, and I promise I'm not gonna,
Murder.
I need you to say it.
I'm not gonna
Murder. Choke.
You have to say it. I need to know that you're going to treat my son the way he deserves to be treated.
I'm not gonna treat him poorly while he's young.
Alright, we'll go with it. You guys, we soulmates.
He said yes!
Yeah, it's definitely the end, and again, what makes that the end is we've got a little bit of a kind of a asking the father for permission map situation, and by that I mean it's an iconic moment, a young man asking the father to permission to date his daughter, or all these kind of hack things that are we all have, if not seen or been a part of. It's been it's part of our collective consciousness. So leading into that will give us a little bit of a roadmap of what's going to happen next, and all we need to do is celebrate at the end. The bride and groom kiss. The bride and bride, the groom, the people at the end of the wedding kiss. You're fired. No, we have to. Create those things. If it had been like, yes, you can be cellmates, and oh, cool, awesome, thank you, that's going to be a much harder pull. But instead, we can be cellmates, yeah, high five. And again, it's not that I haven't changed the facts of the scene. I've simply changed the character's reaction to the facts, and by giving those facts big stakes and a big thing, it feels climactic. Based on the same facts. So if we're driving towards an end and we get any kind of resolution, celebrate that resolution, and it will feel climactic. Perfect. let's let them celebrate and get clapped for. They put in a fine show, very clean and clear. I very much enjoyed it, and you could see in their confidence as the show went along. Any of the audio problems went away as their confidence peaked, and that was crazy. Let's get their applause. Let them get clapped for. It was very fun.